Hey everyone!
Firstly, congratulations on graduating. My name is Jenny and I'm a Part 1 architectural assistant and I graduated myself back in 2021. Today I'm joined by Chris, a fellow Part 1, and we wanted to share our portfolios with you.
And we're also going to share some key tips on how to get your first Part 1 job.
Now, let's take a look at our portfolios.
First up, Jenny.
My portfolio showcases just one project, which is my thesis project. I did tailor it to suit different practices, but this is just the generic one. This is the front cover of my portfolio, and I did one full bleed image, and then I put my sort of contact details at the top. So I spoke about this in one of my previous videos, but I started my portfolio with a timeline or like a mini CV, and then also a little contents page along the bottom. The next double page spread is sort of an introduction to the project itself. So we've got a sort of master plan and then a little bit of text.
I think it's really nice keeping the text like small and concise. They're not going to sit and read for hours and hours.
No, I'd definitely say a portfolio for work is much more of a like flip through that will then land you the interview.
Definitely.
The next page, the main image is just the section through the Lenton Community Centre. And then I also included a little picture at the bottom which shows me engaging with members of the community and a little hand sketch. Then we have a repeat of the image on the front cover. I think this is maybe a bit of a... Are you meant to repeat
maybe
images?
Maybe not.
I'm not sure.
I wouldn't, but...
Fair enough. Yeah, I think I was really proud of this image when I graduated and so I put it in. I think coming back to it with fresh eyes, I probably wouldn't repeat the image, but hey ho, this is what I sent off. And I also included a plan which is just kind of sketchy, but I liked the fact of including a sketch here to show that that's just the way that I design personally. The next double page spread is a few more renders, but also an image of Bruce, my biodigester boiler.
I loved that project, that was so cool.
Definitely cool to name it Bruce,
Definitely.
Made it very memorable. And I think if you have anything in your portfolio which adds a bit of personality, like calling something Bruce, don't be scared of putting it in so long as you do it professionally. Then got some more renders, a little bit more of community engagement, and then a technical section. And for me, what I like doing in a portfolio for a job application is to show a range of skills. Then I move on to the residential part of my thesis project. And I think it's really important to note here that if I was applying to a firm which was mainly focused on residential architecture, then I included more slides on the residential part of my thesis, residential part of my thesis in my portfolio. I then end the back cover with a hand-drawn technical detail. Bit controversial because it's not from my thesis project, but I do clearly caption it underneath, and I think this is one of my strongest hand drawings, so I wanted to include it. Now onto Chris's portfolio, and you'll see that he's got a really different take with his work.
Everyone's got a different style, everyone's got a different approach. It's nice to see the variety.
Absolutely.
Cut that.
Why is that lovely?
There's another thing I really want to say. It's something I tell anyone who makes a portfolio. Make it so that it can be shown on one screen. Because don't ever have it split across 2 pages.
Very true.
Because you never know how they're going to be viewing it. Okay, so my portfolio starts with a big bold cover page, which is absolutely just a collage of some of my favourite images. I've got the contact details across the top. In every application that I did, I would send everything in one file: cover letter, CV, portfolio, all stitched together. I've always treated my portfolio as like a collection of my best work. It works in reverse chronological order.
I think this is great as well. What a system.
I've got big image on the left, introduction on the right. And then again, lots of big images. I like to kind of fill the page, make it really jump out at you and say, wow, I'm going to spend ages looking at this. I think it's nice to highlight that this isn't all of my work. I'm not showing the whole project in chronological order. I'm showing samples, I'm showing best bits.
And also the fact that it's work that you've not necessarily done in the university, which shows that you are like excited about the profession itself.
Yeah, these were 2 of my favourite images that I'd made at the time, and I thought I'd have them both on the page together. So then I got onto samples from my thesis project. Yet again, I didn't show the whole thing, I just showed my favourite slides from that. And during my thesis, I like to combine my hand drawings and my digital work into panels together, making sure you can see a range of skills and development together on the same page. Then I had one page that had all of the plans and the section from my thesis on together. And my idea behind with this would be, if I'd pinned up at an exhibition or for a final crit, this is how I would have done it.
What an image. I love the colours of this one.
So I reworked this. I'm going to say that I reworked it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The killer image from my thesis, this was the key exterior visual. And I actually reworked this slightly after I graduated. I changed the sky, I put some flares in it, I brightened it up a lot, and I just had to include it as a full page.
I have to say, reworking of images or renders is something that I also did. I think my portfolio that I actually handed in for bachelor's is not one that I was particularly proud of. Honestly, if I had the time, I'd love to rework it all again today, but a whole other story, a whole other video. So I think it is important, if you have work or whatever that that you can see the potential of, but you're like, oh, I wish I had an extra 3 days on it. Hello, go for it. This is
there's nothing to stop you.
Exactly.
There's no deadlines anymore. You just work to your own pace.
Absolutely. Back to it.
Following from the reverse chronological theme, this is some earlier third year work. I kind of put the images together on the page. I didn't want to show anything too big. This wasn't a key project. And then onto some second year work. It was really key for me that I could show something vaguely technical. So this technical section on the right, I actually reworked for the portfolio. It used to be on a white background, but I made it match the theme. And then this was my favourite project from my second year. I was really particularly keen on the big hand-drawn AXO. I thought this showed a completely different approach to doing everything rendered.
Definitely stands out from your portfolio in a really good way.
One last render. It was the most recent thing I'd done when I made this version of the portfolio, and the key QR code to my Instagram and to my website.
And if people did want to find you on Instagram, where should we find you, Chris?
Chris Baker Art and Arch. We'll put it on here.
Fantastic. Now onto some tips for landing your first job. So we know that the job hunt can be quite stressful. But don't worry, we've been there. We were there 2 years ago, and here are some things that we found really helpful.
So the first thing is to be proactive. Don't wait for jobs to come to you. You have to send out applications. And that doesn't mean you have to apply to places that are actively hiring. Send speculative applications to places you're really interested in working at, because they'll love to see that passion.
Next tip that we have is to showcase your skills. Whether that's through your portfolio or through extracurricular activities, make sure to highlight your strengths in your application. What sets you apart from other candidates? It's all about how you really will benefit that company.
And then it's key to stay flexible. Your first job might not be your dream job, but as long as you're open to new work and new projects, then everything will be okay. It's all good experience, and it all leads towards your future career.
Stay curious, stay passionate, and keep on creating great designs. Good luck and congratulations again on graduating. If you do have any more questions on the sort of application process, then I have a video over here or here titled Hired, a 3-step process to landing your part 1 job. And definitely make sure to check out the fantastic Chris on his Instagram. It's Chris Baker Art and Arc.
And make sure you follow Jay on j.k_architecture.
Thank you ever so much for watching. Catch you in the next one.
Bye guys!
I think that was really good. As well.
Camera. Not you, not this.
No,
you.
camera.
Camera.
It's gonna be. Thank you ever so much.
Thank
you ever so much for watching. Right, okay, my outro is.